For years, cheese has been a culinary cornerstone, celebrated for comfort and versatility. But beneath this comforting facade lies a critical truth, particularly for those over 60, yet profoundly jeopardizing your health. Startling data indicates that suboptimal cheese selections can double your risk of heart disease, elevate stroke probability by 80%, and even diminish your chances of living to 80 by nearly half. This isn't about giving up cheese. It's about discerning the hidden dietary landmines millions unknowingly navigate daily. However, this isn't a message of deprivation. For every processed imposter stealthily burdening your heart, kidneys, and arteries, there's a powerful counterpoint. These remarkable dairy selections don't just taste good. They actively fortify your bones, protect your arteries, enhance digestive vitality, and crucially, help preserve vital muscle mass as you age. In fact, our #1 worst cheese could spike your stroke risk exponentially, and you've likely consumed it this very week. Conversely, our top best cheese, backed by cutting-edge European research, has proven more effective than meat in preserving vital muscle mass for older adults. Before we dive into these critical revelations, a quick ask. Please take a moment to tell us in the comments below which cheese you consume most frequently and where you're watching from.
We are committed to reading and responding to every single comment, offering personalized insights.
Now, prepare to transform your plate as we begin by unveiling the 4 most detrimental cheeses you must remove from your diet, starting today.
Worst cheese. 1. Blue cheese. It frequently graces charcuterie boards with an air of sophistication and is often considered a gourmet selection. However, for adults over 60, blue cheese ranks among the most perilous cheeses you could possibly consume. Its distinctive, pungent flavor often masks a complex array of compounds that can dangerously disrupt your blood pressure, intensify joint inflammation, and burden your body with accumulated toxins. The hazard of blue cheese isn't attributed to a singular factor. Rather, it's a convergence of hidden dangers that directly target the vulnerabilities older adults often face, particularly concerning the heart, brain, immune system, and digestive health. Firstly, blue cheese is exceptionally rich in tyramine, a byproduct of protein breakdown during its extensive aging process. While younger individuals can typically metabolize this compound without issue, in older adults, tyramine can provoke sudden, dangerously sharp spikes in blood pressure. Secondly, the cheese's characteristic blue veins are due to Penicillium roqueforti, a specific mold deliberately introduced during fermentation. While generally regarded as safe in minimal doses, this mold produces mycotoxins. Occasional exposure might not harm most, but in older adults, whose immune systems and detoxifying organs like the liver may already be compromised, mycotoxins can accumulate over time. The insidious consequences include increased inflammation, chronic fatigue, brain fog, and exacerbated joint pain. Many older individuals endure these symptoms for years, unaware that their cherished blue cheese might be actively worsening their condition. Thirdly, blue cheese boasts the highest levels of histamine among all cheese varieties, frequently exceeding others by a factor of 10. For older adults with histamine intolerance, this can trigger a cascade of adverse reactions, debilitating headaches and migraines, skin inflammation, such as hives or rashes, digestive distress including bloating and cramps, restlessness, and even profound insomnia. Ironically, many older individuals select blue cheese for its perceived sophisticated flavor, only to find it leaves them with less energy, more inflammation, and poorer sleep. Finally, a mere ounce of blue cheese typically contains 400 milligrams or more of sodium. For older adults managing hypertension, kidney disease, or edema, this constitutes a dangerously high amount. This elevated sodium content is coupled with a high concentration of palmitic acid, a saturated fat demonstrated to be more inflammatory than other saturated fats, resulting in a dual assault on health. Arteries can stiffen, escalating cardiovascular risk while inflammation intensifies, worsening conditions like arthritis and joint pain. Moreover, its intense flavor often leads individuals to unwittingly consume larger portions, silently accumulating salt, fat, and inflammation with every serving. Perhaps the most disquieting risk associated with blue cheese is that its potent flavor and aroma can effectively mask spoilage. With most other cheeses, signs of spoilage are detectable through smell or taste. However, with blue cheese, you may not realize it has gone bad until it's too late. Consuming spoiled blue cheese can lead to severe food poisoning, a far more perilous situation for older adults with slower recovery systems compared to the general population. The bottom line for older adults: blue cheese may project an image of culinary sophistication, but it is a health trap in disguise. Its tyramine can dangerously spike blood pressure, mycotoxins stress the immune system, histamines exacerbate headaches and disrupt sleep, and its sodium and fats inflame arteries. This is a cheese older adults should eliminate entirely. The marginal nutritional return it offers is vastly outweighed by the potential harm it can inflict. Given the abundance of healthier, collagen-protective cheeses available, there is no sound rationale for blue cheese to appear on your plate after the age of 60. Worst cheese. Number 4. Processed cheese slices. These vibrant, conveniently packaged, individual plastic squares might appear harmless for your sandwiches, yet the stark reality is that these cheese slices scarcely qualify as genuine cheese. In many cases, often less than half of their composition originates from actual dairy. The remainder constitutes a synthetic amalgamation of emulsifiers, preservatives, artificial colorings, and phosphates, substances your body was never naturally designed to process. Let us clarify precisely why these specific cheese slices pose such a significant threat, particularly for older adults. Firstly, they contain an excessive and deleterious sodium content. A mere 2 slices of processed cheese can harbor over 600 milligrams of sodium, equating to a quarter of your entire daily safe limit. However, the peril extends beyond mere quantity. It lies in the form. A substantial portion of this sodium is delivered as sodium phosphate, a compound far more insidious than conventional table salt. Research conclusively links excessive phosphate intake to accelerated kidney function decline, a heightened risk of arterial hardening and cardiovascular disease, and an amplified rate of vascular and skin aging. For older adults already contending with hypertension or kidney issues, these cheese slices are akin to igniting an already volatile situation. Secondly, processed cheese incorporates gut-damaging emulsifiers such as polysorbate 80 and carboxymethylcellulose. Studies have demonstrated a direct correlation between these additives and the disruption of the gut microbiome, potentially leading to leaky gut syndrome. This condition can instigate systemic inflammation, which not only impairs digestive health but also exacerbates conditions like arthritis, joint pain, and even cognitive decline. Thirdly, the characteristic bright orange hue of these slices is typically achieved with artificial colors and preservatives like yellow 5 or yellow 6. Extensive long-term studies have implicated artificial food dyes in allergic reactions and even an elevated cancer risk. Preservatives such as sorbic acid and natamycin extend shelf life, but, over time, can interfere with the delicate balance of healthy gut bacteria. Finally, even if a label proudly proclaims 0 grams of trans fat, processed cheese can legally contain up to 0.5 grams of trans fat per slice. While this figure may appear negligible, consistent consumption leads to accumulation, raising levels of bad cholesterol and fueling chronic inflammation within the body. The bottom line for older adults: processed cheese slices, despite their seemingly harmless appearance, are a toxic concoction masquerading as dairy. Their high content of sodium phosphate, gut-disrupting emulsifiers, artificial colorings, and hidden trans fats subtly erode your heart, kidneys, and cognitive function. For individuals over 60, avoiding these products is not merely an option, it is a critical necessity. Instead, opt for genuine aged cheeses in moderation, which provide beneficial proteins, calcium, and advantageous compounds without the chemical overload. If the dangers of individually wrapped cheese slices strike you as alarming, prepare to be even more astonished by shelf-stable cheese spreads, those that can sit unrefrigerated for months, which may pose an even greater threat. Worst cheese. 2. Pre-shredded, bagged cheeses. If the revelations about canned cheese spreads weren't sufficiently startling, consider the ubiquity of another cheese product many unhesitatingly purchase: pre-shredded cheese. It promises unparalleled convenience, no grating, no mess. However, what you gain in ease, you inevitably sacrifice in quality and nutritional integrity. For older adults, this seemingly minor trade-off can manifest as digestive distress, exposure to hidden chemicals, and even a compromised immune system. A primary concern is the presence of anti-caking agents, the unseen additive that prevents shredded cheese from clumping together in the bag. Manufacturers most commonly incorporate cellulose, derived from wood pulp or potato starch. While cellulose is generally non-toxic, it is entirely indigestible. For sensitive older adults, particularly those with irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, or already weakened digestive systems, these additives can lead to bloating, discomfort, and impaired nutrient absorption. Compounding this, these agents coat the cheese fragments, interfering with its natural melting properties and your body's ability to absorb its inherent nutrients. Furthermore, the majority of pre-shredded cheeses also contain covert antifungal agents like natamycin, deployed to inhibit mold growth. While officially classified as safe, natamycin is, in essence, an antibiotic. Frequent exposure over time can disrupt your gut microbiome, the delicate ecosystem of bacteria crucial for safeguarding your immunity, digestion, and even mood. A compromised gut microbiome translates to diminished defenses against infection and heightened inflammation, two conditions older adults can ill afford. Pre-shredded cheese is also often produced from compromised quality milk, which may contain higher levels of hormones and antibiotics. The shredding process itself increases the surface area of the cheese, accelerating oxidation and nutrient degradation. What the food industry rarely discloses is that due to extended processing and storage, shredded cheese often contains higher levels of histamines. For sensitive individuals, this can trigger headaches, skin inflammation, such as hives or rashes, digestive upset, and even anxiety. Finally, each additional step in food handling inherently increases the risk of contamination. The processes of shredding and packaging provide more opportunities for bacterial introduction. Indeed, several notable recalls of pre-shredded cheese have been linked to heightened contamination concerns by Listeria and E. coli. The bottom line for older adults: that convenient bag of shredded cheese may save you a few minutes, but it introduces anti-caking chemicals, antifungal antibiotics, diminished nutritional value, and an elevated risk of contamination. For older adults with sensitive digestion, weakened immune systems, or chronic health conditions, this simply isn't a gamble worth taking. If you appreciate cheese, invest in block cheese and grate it fresh at home. It not only tastes superior and melts correctly, but also provides genuine nutrition without the hidden hazards. Worst cheese. Number 3, shelf-stable cheese spreads. If processed cheese slices are problematic, this next category elevates the concept of unhealthy cheese to an entirely new level. We're referring to shelf-stable cheese spreads typically found in jars or cans that require no refrigeration until opened. This fact alone should trigger an immediate red flag. Authentic cheese is a living food. If a dairy product can endure for months or even years on a shelf without spoiling, it has transitioned from being a genuine food item into a chemical construct. So, what precisely resides within these containers? Cheese spreads frequently contain a higher proportion of modified starches, oils, and chemical additives than actual dairy. To achieve their characteristic soft, spreadable consistency, manufacturers infuse them with artificial fats and stabilizers, effectively stripping away nearly all the nutritional benefits inherent in real cheese. The majority of canned cheese spreads typically harbor several problematic ingredients. Firstly, they often contain partially hydrogenated oils, artificial trans fats robustly linked to an elevated risk of heart disease. Many nations have outright banned their inclusion in food products. Even if they claim trans fat-free, they might use esterified fats, which early research suggests may be equally detrimental to cardiovascular health and metabolic function. Secondly, an excessive sodium load is almost guaranteed. A mere 2 teaspoons of these spreads can deliver over 500 milligrams of sodium. Realistically, few individuals consume only 2 teaspoons. This sodium overload isn't solely from salt. It's layered in through various preservatives and flavor enhancers, placing immense strain on your heart and kidneys. Thirdly, these spreads frequently contain covert chemical additives like MSG and glutamic compounds, often discreetly listed as yeast extract or natural flavors, which can trigger headaches, heart palpitations, and anxiety in sensitive individuals. They also use artificial colors and flavors designed to mimic the appearance and taste of cheese, despite the product's fundamental lack thereof. Certain additives have been associated with neurotoxicity and allergic reactions. Finally, and disturbingly, phthalates, a class of hormone-disrupting chemicals, can leach into the spread directly from its plastic packaging. Research has connected phthalates to reproductive issues, metabolic disorders, and specific types of cancer. A potent, toxic concoction. When you combine unhealthy fats, an exorbitant sodium load, an array of chemical additives, and packaging-derived toxins, what you obtain is far more than just cheese. You are consuming a toxic blend that covertly overloads your cardiovascular system, disrupts hormonal balance, and instigates systemic inflammation. Studies have repeatedly found that individuals who regularly consume processed cheese products, such as these spreads, face significantly higher odds of developing obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. The bottom line for older adults: shelf-stable cheese spreads bear little more than the name of cheese. While offering undeniable convenience, they deliver no meaningful nutritional value for those over 60, instead presenting a plethora of health risks. From artificial fats and sodium overload to hidden hormone disruptors, every spoonful chips away at your heart, kidneys, and long-term well-being. Bypass these canned concoctions entirely and opt for natural, aged cheeses that genuinely nourish your body rather than burdening it. Now that we have meticulously uncovered the 4 most detrimental cheeses that covertly undermine your heart, joints, and energy levels, it's time to shift our focus. For while some cheeses compromise your health, others actively fortify your bones, protect your arteries, and even enhance digestion. Let us now explore the 4 optimal cheeses that older adults should proactively incorporate into their daily diet. We begin with a cheese that demonstrates exceptional benefits for maintaining muscle mass in later life. Best cheese. Number 1, Swiss Gruyère. Cheese. Ascending to the pinnacle of our list is a cheese that embodies a rich tradition, potent nutrition, and superior health benefits: authentic Swiss Gruyère. Crafted from the raw milk of cows grazing on verdant alpine meadows, Gruyère is more than just a delicious cheese with nutty depth. It is a nutrient powerhouse that researchers have found can protect your heart, strengthen your bones, and even assist in preserving critical muscle mass into your senior years. For older adults, it is, unequivocally, one of the most comprehensive cheeses you can consume. Gruyère is uniquely made with Propionibacterium, a special bacterium responsible for the characteristic holes in Swiss cheeses. However, these microorganisms do more than merely create texture. They also produce propionic acid, a compound associated with reduced inflammation, lower cholesterol, and even potential anti-cancer properties. These same bacteria are also prolific producers of vitamin B12, delivering levels almost unparalleled by any other food source. This makes Gruyère an excellent choice for older adults at risk of B12 deficiency, a common contributor to fatigue, memory decline, and neurological issues. One of Gruyère's most extraordinary attributes is its ability to support the body's production of glutathione. Often hailed as the body's master antioxidant, glutathione is vital for detoxification, immune function, and cellular protection. As we age, our natural production of glutathione declines, leaving us more susceptible to oxidative stress, inflammation, and chronic diseases. Gruyère's unique amino acid profile, particularly its richness in cysteine and glycine, helps to naturally replenish glutathione levels. For older adults, this translates to more robust protection at the cellular level, from the brain and heart to the skin and joints. Gruyère also offers robust muscle and bone support through exceptional protein efficiency. Aged for over 12 months, its proteins are broken down into di- and tripeptides, small fragments that your body can absorb with minimal effort. This means less digestive strain, more effective muscle repair and maintenance, improved tissue recovery after activity, and a more potent defense against age-related muscle loss, sarcopenia. Swiss research has even indicated that older adults who regularly consume Gruyère more effectively retain muscle mass than those sourcing protein from other origins. Furthermore, Gruyère provides high levels of phosphorus, zinc, and selenium, essential minerals that work synergistically with calcium to maintain strong bones, supported joints, and a resilient immune system. Finally, Gruyère contains cardioprotective lactopeptides, special compounds generated during the fermentation process that have been shown to naturally lower blood pressure. For older adults at risk of hypertension, this positions Gruyère as one of the few cheeses that actively supports cardiovascular health, optimal enjoyment, and safety. To maximize its benefits, gently melt Gruyère into soups or serve it with warm, whole-grain bread, avoiding boiling, which can degrade some of its delicate compounds. Pair it with fiber-rich foods like vegetables or whole grains to balance its richness and aid digestion. A serving of about 1 to 1.5 ounces is ample to derive all its profound benefits. The bottom line: Swiss Gruyère cheese stands as the ultimate senior-friendly cheese. Its fermentation yields compounds that reduce inflammation, cholesterol, and blood pressure. Its amino acids boost glutathione, the body's master antioxidant. Its pre-digested proteins help maintain muscle mass and energy. Its minerals and vitamin B12 support strong bones, nerves, and immunity. This is not merely cheese, it is a nutritional ally for longevity. By incorporating Gruyère into your diet, you not only indulge in its rich flavor, but also equip your body with the tools it needs to remain strong, sharp, and independent for years to come. Best cheese. Number 3. Authentic Parmigiano Reggiano. If aged Gouda is a superfood, then authentic Parmigiano Reggiano is a nutritional masterpiece. Let us be unequivocally clear. We are not referring to the green canned powder often found on supermarket shelves, which is frequently replete with fillers like cellulose and preservatives. We are discussing genuine Italian Parmigiano Reggiano, crafted using centuries-old traditional methods, aged for up to 32 months, and safeguarded by rigorous European standards. This is far more than just cheese. It is, in essence, an edible multivitamin, gentle on the stomach, a formidable bone builder, and possessing surprising cognitive benefits. A single ounce of Parmigiano Reggiano delivers approximately 10 grams of protein. However, its unique advantage lies in its composition. The extensive aging process meticulously pre-digests these proteins into amino acids and peptides. For older adults with potentially weaker digestive functions, this means your body can absorb them with minimal effort. Even individuals with sensitive stomachs or lactose intolerance can typically enjoy Parmigiano Reggiano without discomfort. The result is a greater availability of amino acids for muscle repair, collagen production, and sustained energy. This positions Parmigiano Reggiano as one of the simplest and most effective protein sources you can consume. Highly bioavailable calcium is absolutely paramount for maintaining bone density after the age of 60. The challenge, however, is that most calcium supplements are poorly absorbed, often as low as 30%. Parmigiano Reggiano presents a striking contrast. Thanks to its perfectly balanced natural ratio of calcium, phosphorus, and magnesium, its calcium bioavailability approaches 100%. This signifies that every bite of Parmigiano Reggiano actively helps to lock calcium into your bones rather than allowing it to drift into your arteries. With 330 milligrams of calcium per ounce, exceeding that in a cup of milk, Parmigiano Reggiano is among the most bone-protective foods older adults can consume. Parmigiano Reggiano not only safeguards your physical body but also actively supports your brain health, offering cognitive and mood enhancement. It contains casomorphins, unique peptides known to alleviate anxiety and promote more restorative sleep. Furthermore, it is rich in tyrosine, the amino acid your brain utilizes to synthesize dopamine and norepinephrine, neurotransmitters that keep you alert, focused, and motivated. In essence, Parmigiano Reggiano nourishes not just your bones and muscles, but also contributes to maintaining a sharp mind and stable mood. Finally, similar to aged Gouda, Parmigiano Reggiano contains virtually no lactose after its prolonged fermentation process, making it gut-friendly and naturally lactose-free. But it goes a step further. The beneficial bacteria that survive the aging process can travel through your digestive tract, where they support gut health, mitigate inflammation, and enhance immunity. This is particularly crucial for older adults, as a balanced gut microbiome profoundly impacts not only digestion but also immune defense, inflammation control, and even cognitive well-being. Optimal enjoyment for peak benefits. Embrace the Italian tradition. Break it into small, irregular chunks rather than grating it. This method preserves its crystalline texture and keeps its nutrients intact. A serving of about 1 ounce after meals can aid digestion and provide protein without overburdening your system. Pair it with a few drops of aged balsamic vinegar, as the acidity can enhance mineral absorption and boost antioxidant benefits. Speaking of investing in your health, our next cheese on the list takes this commitment a step further. It's packed with omega-3s, vitamin K2, live probiotics, and natural enzymes, and it comes from cows that graze freely on grass. Let's talk about grass-fed raw cheddar. Best cheese. Number 4. Aged Gouda. Cheese. Having illuminated the hazards of blue cheese, we now pivot to the opposite end of the spectrum, cheeses that genuinely strengthen your body after the age of 60. We commence with a cheese that harnesses the power of time to its ultimate advantage, aged Gouda. While most cheeses tend to lose nutritional potency with prolonged aging, Gouda's efficacy actually intensifies as it matures. Once aged for a minimum of 18 months, its transformation is profound, evolving from a simple dairy product into what many researchers now consider a functional superfood. As Gouda ages, its proteins undergo a natural breakdown into smaller fragments known as peptides. This process is of paramount importance for older adults whose digestive systems naturally become less efficient at protein breakdown with advancing age. Aged Gouda delivers protein in a state that is essentially pre-digested for enhanced absorption, making it significantly easier to absorb and less likely to induce bloating or discomfort. The result is a greater availability of amino acids for your body to repair muscle, heal tissues, and sustain strength. This is where aged Gouda truly distinguishes itself. It stands as one of the richest dietary sources of vitamin K2, the calcium conductor. Why is this critical? Calcium, without proper direction, can be hazardous. It might inadvertently deposit in your arteries instead of your bones, leading to arterial stiffening and an elevated cardiovascular risk. Vitamin K2 acts as a sophisticated traffic conductor, meticulously guiding calcium away from your arteries and into your bones. This action significantly reduces arterial calcification, thereby lowering the risk of heart attack and stroke. Simultaneously, it fortifies your skeletal structure, mitigating the risk of fractures. Research from Japan has revealed that individuals with higher vitamin K2 intake experienced up to a 50% reduction in arterial calcification and measurably stronger bones. A mere ounce of aged Gouda can provide approximately 75 micrograms of K2, an amount that surpasses most people's total intake for an entire week. Aged Gouda also contains CLA, conjugated linoleic acid, and postbiotics, effectively combating fat and inflammation. CLA is a specialized fatty acid known to support fat metabolism, bolster immune function, and even demonstrate protective effects against certain cancers. Furthermore, the beneficial bacteria present in aged Gouda produce postbiotics, powerful compounds that embody the advantages of both probiotics and prebiotics. These actively support gut health, diminish inflammation, and may even enhance mood by strengthening the intricate gut-brain connection. Finally, due to the fact that the majority of its lactose is broken down during the extensive aging process, aged Gouda is typically very well tolerated by individuals who struggle with sensitivities to milk or fresh cheeses, making it lactose-friendly and geriatric safe. This means that older adults with lactose sensitivity can generally enjoy it without experiencing digestive discomfort. Optimal consumption for maximal benefit. To unlock its full flavor profile and maximize nutrient bioavailability, allow aged Gouda to reach room temperature before consumption. An ideal daily serving size is approximately 1 to 1.5 ounces. Pair it with apple slices or whole grain crackers. The natural fiber aids in slowing digestion and supports gut bacteria, synergizing with Gouda's postbiotics. Next, we will examine another traditional cheese that has nourished populations for nearly a millennium. This isn't the green canned powder. It's authentic Parmigiano Reggiano, and its nutritional prowess will astound you. Best cheese. 2. Grass-fed raw. Cheddar is one of the world's most beloved cheeses, yet not all cheddar is created equal. The bright orange block you find in plastic wrapping at the supermarket simply cannot compare to the nutritional treasure trove encapsulated within grass-fed raw cheddar. This is not merely ordinary cheddar, it is meticulously crafted from the raw milk of cows pastured on lush grasslands, then carefully aged for a minimum of 60 days, a duration sufficient to eliminate harmful bacteria while preserving all its beneficial enzymes and nutrients. For older adults, this makes grass-fed raw cheddar one of the most nutrient-dense, anti-inflammatory, and gut-friendly cheeses you can possibly consume. Compared to conventional cheddar, grass-fed raw cheddar exists on an entirely different nutritional plane, offering an unrivaled nutrient profile. It contains up to 500% more CLA conjugated linoleic acid, a potent fatty acid that research indicates helps reduce body fat, combat inflammation, and even offers anti-cancer benefits. It also boasts significantly higher omega-3 fatty acids, crucial for brain health, cardiovascular integrity, and reducing systemic inflammation throughout the body. Furthermore, it is abundant in fat-soluble vitamins, vitamin A, retinol, essential for vision, immune function, and skin repair, vitamin D, vital for calcium absorption and bone health, often deficient in older populations, and vitamins E and beta-carotene, powerful antioxidants that protect cells from oxidative stress. One of the most compelling reasons grass-fed raw cheddar should be on your plate after 60 is its significant content of vitamin K2, specifically in the menaquinone 4, MK4 form, making it an arterial and bone guardian. This particular form of K2 is especially potent in preventing calcium from hardening arteries while simultaneously directing it to your bones and teeth. For older adults, this translates to a substantially lower risk of both heart disease and fractures, two of the most significant threats to independent living in later life. Unlike pasteurized cheeses, raw cheddar retains its beneficial bacteria and natural enzymes, offering living probiotics and enzymes for gut resilience. These actively aid digestion and fortify the gut lining. These probiotics produce short-chain fatty acids like butyrate, which nourish colon cells and calm systemic inflammation. They also support the gut-brain axis, an intricate connection that research shows plays a role in mood, memory, and even sleep quality. For older adults, this means smoother digestion, a more robust immune system, and potentially sharper cognitive function, safe and effective consumption. To maximize the benefits of grass-fed raw cheddar, avoid excessive heating, as temperatures above 120 degrees C, approximately 49 degrees, can destroy its precious enzymes and probiotics. Enjoy it at room temperature or gently melted. Pair it with fermented vegetables like sauerkraut or kimchi. This creates a powerful probiotic synergy that further supports gut health and immunity. Moderation is key. 1.5 to 2 ounces daily is sufficient to reap its benefits without consuming an excessive amount of saturated fat. The bottom line: grass-fed raw cheddar is a true superfood cheese. It delivers anti-inflammatory fatty acids like CLA and omega-3s, critical vitamins A, D, E, and K2 in its powerful MK4 form, and live probiotics and enzymes to bolster gut and brain health. For older adults, this translates to stronger bones, healthier arteries, improved digestion, and enhanced resistance to inflammation, all encapsulated within a rich, flavorful, and profoundly satisfying cheese. If you found that impressive, prepare to be amazed by our #1 best cheese. This classic Swiss varietal, made from raw alpine milk, is rich in compounds that not only protect your heart, but may even help you retain muscle mass as you age. Let's unveil this powerhouse cheese, Swiss Gruyère. Conclusion and call to action. Thus, we have unveiled the unvarnished truth about cheese consumption after the age of 60. It is evident that not every cheese in the dairy aisle is a friend to your health. Some are laden with synthetic chemicals, excessive salt, and compounds that surreptitiously inflame your joints, strain your kidneys, and escalate your risk of heart attack or stroke. We've identified the 4 cheeses to approach with extreme caution or eliminate: blue cheese, riddled with mycotoxins, histamines, and tyramine, capable of dangerously spiking blood pressure and inflammation. Processed cheese slices, a chemical blend of phosphates, dyes, and hidden trans fats. Pre-shredded cheeses, contains anti-caking agents, covert antibiotics, and offers diminished nutritional value. Shelf-stable cheese, spreads, artificial oil, and sodium bombs, encased in hormone-disrupting packaging. However, the good news is equally potent. There are cheeses that work in profound synergy with your body, rather than against it. Our top recommendations for health-boosting cheeses include Swiss Gruyère. Cheese elevates your body's master antioxidant, glutathione, supports muscle mass, and even aids in naturally lowering blood pressure. Authentic Parmigiano Reggiano provides highly digestible protein and near-perfect calcium absorption. Aged Gouda cheese, a rich source of vitamin K2, vital for fortifying bones and protecting arteries. Grass-fed raw cheddar, abundant in omega-3s, CLA, live probiotics, and the powerful MK4 form of vitamin K2. The lesson is elegantly simple. After 60, cheese can be either a significant health hazard or a longevity-boosting superfood. The decisive factor lies in what you choose to place on your plate. Now it's your turn. Which cheese do you consume most frequently? After absorbing these insights, are you prepared to swap a potentially dangerous cheese for one that actively protects your heart, bones, and memory? Share your answers in the comments below. We commit to reading and responding to every comment, offering personalized guidance. If you found this information profoundly eye-opening, please consider liking this video, subscribing to Forever Vital, and activating the notification bell. By doing so, you will never miss the next critical truth that the food industry prefers older adults remain unaware of. For remember, the dietary choices you make today profoundly dictate whether your legs remain strong, your mind stays sharp, and your independence endures securely tomorrow.